All right, welcome to episode 4 of LaChance Encounters. I am here today with Mariah Dutil from Ditzy Design Company. She is filling in last minute. I don't really know much about her. I browsed her Instagram for about 30 seconds and said, yep, come on down, because I had a last minute cancellation. But thank you very much for coming in on short notice like this, and I'm excited to learn about your business.
Yeah, and I'm glad to talk about it.
I poked around. What I stumbled on, I told you this, was the little teepees for the sleepovers.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. My daughter would absolutely go nuts. Like
Yeah,
if we surprised her with that, and like a couple friends coming over with those set up she would be so happy.
How old's your daughter?
She is 7.
Okay, so yeah, I was gonna say my
second
bracket
grade.
for that is like 7 to like 13. Like I just did a 13-year-old one the other day. They're super fun.
Yeah, it's so fun with kids that age because you can just kind of like make anything exciting.
Yes, they
right?
love
like
anything.
It's like if you make just a little bit of production out of something, it is the huge, it's big. Like
all their friends get to stay over. They're all jacked up.
yeah, like early we went to Disney like when they're really young, and like the princess thing, like the meeting the characters.
Yeah.
That's real at that age. You lose that pretty quick. They figure they're
Yeah.
like, okay, that's just a person. But like you keeping that experience alive, keeping the magic going is really cool. And that type of thing really is like really. I'm always looking for stuff like that.
Yeah.
I want her to be excited and like have this joy and passion for life. So I'm always looking for stuff like that. So how did you get into that business? Where did you get your inspiration for it? And what motivated you to start?
I was kind of always before I was a mom, I was like, not a show off, but like I baked everything. I made everything look good. I was like PTO mom before I was mom. I loved it. Like extra obnoxious. I loved it. I planned everybody's parties. I did so I started doing balloons and I started doing baking and all this stuff. And then it just kind of like trickled on where I was in insurance for a long time since I was 17. I did that on the side. And then I was like, I just feel like corporate just isn't for me. So I started transitioning over doing balloons and like bigger parties. And then the word would spread. And then I was so busy. I'm working 7 days a week, 70 hours a week. I'm exhausted. I don't really enjoy insurance anymore like I want to. I was feeling guilty. Like I just wasn't giving it my all. So then I swapped over. And for the last like year and a half, I've just been doing it, and I've been having a blast.
I work with a lot of insurance agents because everybody needs homeowners insurance when they get a house, and it's like just straight up like people want to know the price and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm like that seems like the most miserable sales role to be in because it's like you really in real estate as an agent, and I do mortgages too, but as an agent you really get these relationships, and it stops being about the price or any of the technical stuff. It's just like they like working with you.
Yeah.
It's like insurance is just so transactional that I don't know. I talk to a lot of insurance salespeople, and I'm like, how do you get excited?
Well, it's like I feel like a lot of people, it's huge, not so much about the money, but yeah, like you said, the relationships are huge. I started off in personal, then I transitioned into commercial. I did commercial for 5-6 years. I felt like I built better relationships in personal because I was talking so much to people versus commercial. It was like they want the numbers, they want the breakdown, that's that. And I don't want to say anything bad about insurance because it's I think such a great opportunity even for people who don't want to go to school. I didn't go to college.
Oh, I mean,
I started right in high school.
Sales. Were you an insurance salesperson?
I was account manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I could do sales whenever I wanted, but I wasn't a producer.
Definitely in any that's a like this real estate and mortgage, like it's pretty low barrier to entry, and sky's the limit if you want to apply yourself and really aren't afraid to take the bull by the horns and do things that nobody else is willing to do. You're gonna succeed, which is huge. And we were just talking before we started recording. It's like my generation. I'm 41. Like everybody was told, go to college, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Everybody got saddled with giant student loans and no jobs to do with them. And I think, younger people, I tell them all the time, like, find a sales job.
Yeah.
Because it's going to, like, real estate license is like, I don't know what it is now, but it was like $300
It'll
for me
teach you so
to go
much.
through the class.
If you can, just get through sales, it'll help, like, with your people skills. I mean, if you have to cold call, it'll destroy you. At first, I'm great with people. I loved, like, when I say what I loved about insurance is I loved my customers and I liked building relationships. I really did. It wasn't so much, I didn't like the back end so much as I did just dealing with people. So that's kind of think how I kind of transitioned into this more, because I'm like, this is fun. I get to do something
Yeah.
different every day. I'm super creative. I don't really like all the documentation that came with insurance. So it was a nice transition. But I'm like, I tell people, I'm like, you do not need college to get into insurance. You don't.
Yeah.
I mean, you get in with a nice family agency. You work up from there. That's exactly what I did. Got my license. Learned as much as I could. I developed so many people skills through that. And
Yeah.
like I said, if you can get through sales, you can do literally anything.
Especially cold calling. I get
Oh my God.
So I have tried. I have maybe, I would say in my real estate career, I have probably spent a total of less than 100 hours cold calling, because every time I go, okay, I'm going to start doing this, and there is like, it's not just annoying chase sales like stuff. There is like legitimate things that you can do cold calling for your clients. So like if somebody can't find a house, so we're in a very low inventory market.
Yeah.
If somebody can't find a house, you can call homeowners of the types of houses that they want and try to find them a house. So it's like you're not just being a salesperson. I mean, an hour in, I am just like, this is not.
Well, it's defeating.
I don't even, the defeating part doesn't bother me. I just feel like I'm invading people's privacy. I'm ruining their day. And it's not like there's, it's like 1 out of 100 that will actually get upset.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are the percentages?
Yeah, it's
like,
pretty low. Like most people aren't, but it's just like, there's something in the tone or something about it's like, they'll be super nice, but it's like, they didn't need this. They didn't want to hear from me right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can definitely relate to that. But at the end of the day, you're feeling, you're feeling like you can overcome anything. It's like, if I can do that, if I can get through that, I can do anything.
And it's also like being able to mold with other people's personalities, because you have to. Like if you're just consistently yourself, like you're not going to fit in with every personality. To be like the best, I feel like, salesperson is to like know your audience and who you're talking to. And like that's such a massive life skill that like a lot of people aren't going to learn unless they do it.
I'm not great at that because I'm just like, I just want to be myself, and I don't, and so sometimes I'm like, oh, I showed too much of my my personality. My wife is fantastic about it because she was a hair stylist for,
so she can talk to anybody
for like 10 years. Yeah, she's like, every time I watch her meet somebody, I'm like, that's not my wife. I don't know that person. But she immediately molds.
And I'm sure like a good listener.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. She has to be, because I don't shut up.
Yeah. I was going to say I'm the opposite, where like I'm a talker, not so much a listener. And then I'm like, zip it and like let somebody else talk.
For sure. So so that experience definitely gave you the kind of foundation for like starting your own business and knowing what it takes, because you saw. It's basically you working around insurance people. It's all people kind of. If you don't run your own shit in insurance, you're not making money.
And the two definitely don't correlate too much. I think it definitely helped with my people skills, because like I was an account manager, like I was good at that, and I already kind of was, like I've always been like that. But I think I guess my message to at least most people I talk to, even like my age or a little bit younger, I'm like, you can do whatever you want. I'm like, insurance was a great career. I don't want to say it's not. I think if you don't know what you want to do, start there. You'll make money and you'll learn a lot of good life skills doing it. But
we all got to pay the bills, but at some point I'm just like,
and then I woke up one day
be looking
and I was
for
like,
what you really enjoy.
Well, that's it. Is one day I woke up and I had so much anxiety for months and months because I didn't want to leave, because I had a young baby.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And everybody tells you stay. And I'm like, you can do whatever you want. I'm like, you could go out and be a toothbrush salesman. Just be like the best one. You know what I mean? Like you could do anything. Yeah. I'm like, I'm 26 and in my head, I tell them I can do whatever I want. I
always say, I shouldn't say always, this is something I just came up with, but it's like, there's nothing I can't do. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I love trying new things. I'm like, I want to try everything at least like once or twice. If I don't like it, at least I tried it. Yeah. But I think one of the things I'm most grateful for is I'm super curious. And so like I always want to understand something, whether it be like a skill, a trade, why somebody does this, or like I just want to understand people and I want to understand things. And so that's kind of, I think, how I got into this, is I just was so curious about so many things. So I spent the last year and a half, basically the party event scene is so massive, figuring out exactly what I wanted to do. So I spent the last year and a half being like, I'm going to try this, this, and this. I'm going to figure my favorite, what's most lucrative. And then this year is like honing in on that, investing in it, building my relationships. Because last year I couldn't get too busy because I was still working. I finished in August and went full-time in August. And I'm like, and now I can really just make money and just blow it up as much as I can. And I'm like so grateful and having such a good time doing it.
It's awesome.
So I'm like, I can't preach it more. Like if you want to do something, just do it. Yeah, 100%. It's the best.
And young.
Yeah.
I mean, super young to figure that out and do it. Like so many people my age have been doing the same dead end job
they're scared to
for
leave.
so long, and it's like, just go do something.
Yeah.
You can do it at the same time.
And you feel guilty because you're like, I don't enjoy it, but I should because like I'm making good money and my hours are great and we get all these days off. And now I'm like, I should have done this at 18. Like I could have gone to live in a bus for a few years. Like I could have done whatever. Like, and I'm just figuring it out.
The good news is you still have at least 50 years.
But I'm glad I figured it out now sooner than later.
You can go live on the bus. I mean, you had how many kids do you have?
Just one.
Just one? Are you
and 2 dogs.
Are you planning on more? Or?
No.
So, I mean,
Did I say that too aggressively? Just one.
No. I'm the same way. We were one and done also. I have done the snip. Not happening again. But yeah, so you're going to be still a young woman when your kid's growing up and you can go live on the bus. Yeah. You know, I have that too. I played in a band, a couple bands, like for a lot of years, and like we had opportunities to go on the road, and I did a little bit of it, but I'm like, I should have done so much more. And I didn't have my kid till I was 34, so like I'm probably not doing that in my 60s. Like I'm probably not getting back with the punk rock band.
Who buys that like $1 million RV if all keeps going well with landing.
Yeah. I do think that is my final. I'll see if my wife's on board, but I think that is my final, like the end game of my life is just drive around in an RV.
Do you think?
That's my dream. Like so hopefully things keep going good and I can get that $1 million one. And I'm not buying a 1970s used.
I know. Even in the insurance, I've seen 3 burned to the ground or like some total loss happen in those things, and you never think they're as expensive as they are, and then you look at the replacement cost value and you're like, oh, $550,000 for a 2012.
I did glass. I did glass for a long time, and it was always fun filing those insurance claims for the motorhomes for the huge one-piece windshield. That's like, I mean, it'd be a $4,000 job for just the glass.
Crazy.
People would lose their minds. Like, and when they, especially like the insurance company's like, oh, we don't cover that. Like, you do have insurance, but you don't have glass coverage.
That's why, and then people don't like insurance, and then they're like, oh, well, I don't. And that's what insurance. It's like I felt like it was always bad news. And now I'm like, this is fun. People are getting married. People are having baby showers. I'm like, nobody's really ever mad at me that I can think of.
You're doing things at the highlights of their life with them. Real estate's got a little of both because there's like a lot of sales happen for death and divorce. Financial issues, medical issues, like people can't do stairs in their house anymore. Lots of things like that. So, but you also get the experience of first time home buyer, like just just got married, she's pregnant, you get her into the house, a month before the due date. And sorry, I just spit across the table. Okay. This is supposed to catch it, isn't it? What the heck?
It's all right.
You got cotton balls over there, Nick?
Where are those doctor shields?
What kind of producer are you? You don't have cotton balls to those little dental.
I do a hand wipe. Get over here.
Because she's sitting next to me the whole time, wiping my tongue off.
Very fast. I'll just catch it.
Now I'm going to be subconscious about spitting the whole time. I do have an issue with that. A dentist told me.
I do have a spitting issue, yeah.
We both have spitting issues?
No, I'm talking about you.
Okay. I was like, please, find some solidarity.
I don't think I do, but watch now when he starts spitting.
I think there's probably others out there. Nobody wants to admit to it. Drop a comment on wherever you're listening to this if you're also a spitter.
Probably don't.
I would like to start a support group for spitters.
Female demographic.
I had a dentist. Spitting can mean a much different thing. Whoops. No, I had a dentist. I had a dentist tell me that that I had overactive saliva glands, that it was a real issue for whatever it is that they were working on in my mouth. But nice. We'll go a different route now. You mentioned to me that you have multiple businesses.
Yep. So we have a hardscape and excavation business that we just started this year. And that's like our bread and butter. That's our biggest one that I think is going to carry us through for a very, very long time. Mine's lucrative, but it's more, I do it because I enjoy it. It makes good money in a short amount of time, and I just love it. So it doesn't fill 70 hours of my week. I can still spend time with my son. Yeah. Love it. And then we have a garage where we do undercoating and mechanics. So we stay busy. Yeah. So we're both just entrepreneurs.
There's a physical location, garage? Yeah.
Yep, right next to her.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
we have a big property. So
Why don't you give me those business names?
Yep. So we are Northern Hardscape and Excavation. So we do like all seacoast. We do like rock walls, any kind of patio layouts.
Need that.
A lot of excavation, anything. Yeah, we work with a lot of realtors.
This is for my own personal house.
Yeah. But we do a lot of stuff, and we do like a lot of drainage, and that's more of like his thing. Like I don't really take calls on it. I handle all the stuff for the undercoating and the mechanic stuff. He's obviously the mechanic. We have some people who come in to help when we need
Not
it.
obvious.
I don't want to talk about drainage. I don't know anything about it. I'm like one of those people who I'm like, if I don't know about it, I'm going to let somebody who knows about it. You know what I mean? Deal with it.
That's the way it should be.
But I do like all the undercoating stuff. So we're building another garage on our property. So
Awesome.
we have 6 acres in Exeter. So we just sprawl out with everything. So we're building another shop at the house to do strictly undercoating in and then separating that from the mechanics.
How's your life and stress level been going through all of that at once and being a young mother?
I love it.
You love it.
I love it. I'm wicked into homesteading. So like we do farming. All this white hair on me is from our Great Pyrenees, like livestock dog. I just love it. I love staying busy, but I'm one of the people where I want to control my life. So I don't do well working for other people. Like I do. I hit the goals I'm supposed to hit,
I could never
but I
do it
don't
again.
love it.
I
don't
never
love
work
it
for somebody else.
So I'm
again.
like, I could work 100 hours a week doing what I want to do, but if it's what I want to do, I love it.
Yeah, awesome.
So we're happy. We're good. It's fun. And
Dynamics
it's kind of nice.
You're married?
Soon to be. So it's nice to have that kind of control and to be like, I don't want to say like a pillar in the community, but like Bryce has lived there his entire life. It was his grandparents' house, then his parents, then he bought it.
Oh, wow.
We've like rebuilt the whole
That's
thing.
awesome.
And
You don't hear those stories anymore.
no, and it's like, he'll never leave it. Our son will grow up there. He'll go to school where all of his family did, and those businesses will be there forever. It's cool.
You're rolling the dice on that, staying in the family though with only one kid.
No, he won't go anywhere. He's 2, but he's just like his dad. He's
I
gonna
know
be,
who you are. You'll be this way.
He's gonna run it. Like there's no doubt about it. I would be shocked if he didn't.
It's funny. I remember like with my daughter, like all these things that I wanted to like experience with her, like over again, and then like having to finally have this realization, like that kid is not me. That kid is so far away from who I am. I have to learn and we find our commonality now as she's getting older. But it was like probably around 3. I'm like, oh, this is not my. I'm not living vicariously through this kid. There's no way. Like dance.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Pass on the dance.
Yeah.
She actually decided that she's done with it this year. She wants to get through the recital, but she wants to focus more on gymnastics, which is more my speed. Still outside of my wheelhouse, big time. I've never done a pull up. Never mind swinging on these
I could
bars.
never. No.
But yeah, it's the competitive part of that,
Yeah.
and like the training is more on the wheelhouse of like what I like. Like I just got her doing a pull up on her own for the first time, which is really exciting. Just got her to do a split. Like I've been learning how to coach
And we're like
gymnastics.
hypocrites because like never could I do that.
Never in my life would I do a split.
Yeah.
Never mind. I actually, so I go to Stretch Lab here in Bedford.
Okay.
It's like basically personal trainers, but they stretch you. They push you into positions you couldn't get into on your own.
Ouch.
Ben, the first person I worked with, Ben stepped back. He's not there very often, so I had to move on to somebody else. But anyway, Ben is a dancer, and we were talking about. So he's like, I can get you doing a split, and I was like, no, you can't. You will not get me doing a split. You can't. You know why you can't? Because I won't do it. I'm not trying.
Oh my! If I move my leg funny right now, it'd pop. I'm 26. It'd pop.
Yeah, Todd, the guy that I've been going to there now, he's like, did I just hear a crack? I'm like, yeah, 20 of them.
Snap,
like,
crackle,
everything's
pop.
cracking. Yeah.
Every time I make
Yeah.
a sudden movement.
Yeah. Yeah. So is he also? Would you say Bryce?
Yep, Bryce.
Bryce the same age as you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we're 3 days apart. He turns 27 on Sunday. I turn 27
And you guys
on
started-
Wednesday.
Well, happy
Yeah.
birthday. You started all these businesses on your own?
Yeah.
No, there was no.
No, he used to undercoat with his dad when he was a kid. His grandparents own. They don't run it now. They just rent it out. Stratum Undercar. I think it's Stratum Undercar and Stratum, obviously. So his dad was a mechanic there for a long time, then just went off. His dad works for the school system. His mom does. Bryce has always just been like money driven, and like we both are. I'm just more like laid back, where he works like nonstop every day. Like he's out plowing this morning, he's out working today. He'll operate him like nothing. He doesn't have to sleep. We're like that, which I think is like so amazing.
Yeah.
And neither one of us went to school.
I wish I was that, but I do run out of steam. Like, I can't do the late nights. I got to get my sleep every night. I wish, like, I want so bad. I'll like trick myself into like thinking that I am.
Yeah.
I'll be like, okay, I can go out till midnight and I can still get up. I can still do my 4 o'clock wake up. Like my ideal day
4
starts.
o'clock. Oh
my
my
ideal day
gosh.
starts at 4 o'clock. I just like to be up. My kid's up about 6. So I like to have a good 2 hours to get a routine. Like I have it's called The Miracle Morning. It's not my thing. It's a book that was written by Hal Elrod, but it's SAVERS is the acronym: silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise,
Coffee.
and reading.
Oh, okay.
And I do have my morning coffee with
Yeah.
that every morning. But yeah, it's a process I go through every day. And if I do that every day, if I like today, I didn't. I woke up. I try to plug my phone in another room so that I don't use my phone immediately.
Yeah.
I didn't do that last night. It was right next to me, and I immediately spent a half an hour on my phone.
Yeah.
So I didn't get my whole routine in. But when I do that whole routine, my whole day is better. I don't know.
So you like structure.
No, but I need it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Once I actually, so that's the only part of the day like I feel like I actually control is like doing those 6 steps.
Yeah.
And then from there on out, it's like, okay, if one text message or phone call will throw off the rest of my plan for the whole day.
Yeah.
And in real estate is a real like, who needs what now?
Yeah.
Rather than I set up my schedule. It's like, okay, like, I've been putting this guy off for a couple days, but this person's going to be homeless today.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, God.
not that I ever put people off, but
No,
you know
but
what I mean?
yeah,
It's like
things
you have
happen,
to
things pop up.
You have to prioritize,
Yeah.
what needs to be done immediately.
And you guys are so important. I bought my first house when I was
thank you. Nobody says
20.
that.
No, when I was 22, I didn't have a 21, 22. I didn't have a clue. I went into it like I'm very like I said, if you know what you're doing, have at it. I'm not a control freak.
The best type of client.
I'm like, I have no clue. I might have done insurance. Cool, I can write it. That's about it. So I really like let everyone else handle it for me.
I'm going to look right into the camera and tell anybody that's listening right now, do that when you meet your real estate agent. If you trust them, trust them.
That's it. I mean, why are you using them if you don't?
Yeah.
And that's another thing when you said you have like, you're just you. Like your personality is just you. You don't really like shapeshift to, which is a good sales personality to have, is to like be able to kind of morph. But with what you do, it's amazing because people trust you.
Yeah.
Like when you're just reliable and they can trust you and see that you're genuine, it's huge. It's everything.
The trust is sometimes really scary. Like I send some stuff out for electronic signatures.
Yeah.
And it comes back in a second. And I'm like, I know you didn't read that.
Guilty.
Go back and read that because I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
I know what you wanted and I'm going to do what you wanted,
Yeah.
but I can screw up.
Yeah.
I'm by myself. Sometimes we're doing these things, we've
Last
been working
minute.
since 6 o'clock in the morning and it's
Yeah.
9 o'clock at night that I'm up doing paperwork with my kid.
Yeah.
Not at 9, but sometimes my kid's on my lap, because
Yeah.
she's like, why are you still working? So it's, read the paperwork. Read the paperwork. No, but it's the trust is huge, but I think that's true in just about any business. Even if you don't really, I was actually debating a fairly large real estate influencer in DMs. I just really responded to something in his story, but he was telling everybody not to knock Zillow because most of the world trusts Zillow. And I was like, they don't trust it. It's just the easiest, most convenient thing.
Now, when you say trust, what do you mean?
Like, so his theory, the data that he had was about searches, and more people search Zillow than they do the term real estate. So like, his hypothesis from it, I think I used hypothesis early on in this podcast and I got made fun of for it, but here it goes again. His hypothesis on it is that the consumer base goes to Zillow because that's the brand they trust the most. They're searching that before they search the word real estate or realtor or anything like that. I don't agree. And my thing was like, I use Amazon because it's convenient. I don't trust them. I have a 500-foot long driveway. My packages end up anywhere along that 500-foot long driveway.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't show up. Sometimes they're broken, but it's
Sometimes
easy and
I get an empty
convenient.
box. Yeah.
Zillow is the easy and convenient if you're not serious about buying real estate.
Yeah.
But if you are, you're going to find a good local agent. And like he was just saying, it like makes us look uncredible. Uncredible, is that a word? If we're criticizing Zillow.
I was going to say it's not incredible, but
It's definitely not. That's almost what I said. And I'm like, it's not incredible. It doesn't make us look incredible. But he was saying it makes us look, poor, like bad by not. I need a thesaurus right here. Makes us look bad by not by shitting all over Zillow all the time on social media and to our clients, and I didn't really agree because I think most people realize that it's like that's the Walmart of real estate. Like, no, you can trash Walmart.
Yeah,
Still
well,
gonna,
it's like Geico
still gonna
of
go there when I
insurance.
need a cheap extension cord.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, exactly. Like, sure you experience that insurance too. And it's like, you worked for like a local agency.
Yeah,
like,
always.
But you're selling policies for these big names, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
I mean, it's nice because most of them are regional, so it's not quite as bad. You have a little bit more like influence and control,
Yeah.
where it's nothing like outrageous.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, you still do with Progressive and the bigger ones.
Right.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but I have loyalty to my insurance agent. He takes care of all my real estate license. Shout out to Sean Kelly from Comparion in Concord. But he takes care of my clients and really understands what we need for the real estate process, getting the binder over at the right time and having the mortgagee clause on there. Like I don't even have to think about it. Like he knows what to do. But yeah, so I'm loyal to him. But I call him to switch my policies every year.
I mean, that's why you pay extra. You know what I mean? I mean, you can go through Geico, you can go through whoever, but it's going to cost a little bit more going through a local agent. But you trust them and you just let them do it. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like I had a situation. He had switched my homeowners. And they came and did an inspection, and they said my roof was bad. I'm like, they had drone shots. I'm like, show me where.
Yeah, they just do satellites.
Like, show me where.
Yeah, it's satellites. And I used to get them all the time where it'd be like a puddle on the roof, like these.
Yeah.
So I worked for a company out of Newton for a while, and which was the latest one that I had left, and they were great, but Boston just has like flat tar roofs like 99% of the time. And so if there's a puddle anywhere, they're like, nope, this is damage. We're not sending, you can't get on the roof. Like it's next to impossible half the time.
So I worked in flat commercial roofing. If there's a puddle, that means the roof's not leaking.
I'm like, you know what I mean? And it was always a problem because they have all these satellite shots or all these places just one satellite. I think most of them are because they're not sending people up on roofs.
But he was like, he already had the solution when he called me about it. He's like, okay, they're denying your coverage. I get you switched over to this one. It's going to be $30 more a year.
Yeah.
A few bucks a month, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll send you new stuff to sign or whatever it was. And, it's like, I wouldn't, if I was going directly to these big brand insurance companies, I wouldn't have that. I didn't. He saved me probably an hour of my time trying to call around and figuring out who will cover me, and he knew exactly where to go to. Where they wouldn't inspect. He's like, we won't have this problem with this company.
Yeah. Yep.
If you're listening, whoever my insurance carrier is, I gotta stop doing that camera thing.
My roof is fantastic.
My roof is fine.
My house is perfect.
So we're talking a lot about insurance, which isn't your business.
No, not anymore. I was going to say, so I guess I can give you a quick rundown on what I do. So I do a lot of party rentals. I do a lot of event styling. So if you ever walk in, because I do so many things, it's kind of hard to like cover it all. So I guess it makes sense to people who don't deal with parties a lot. I do a lot of balloon stuff. So if you ever walk into like a baby shower and it's just like amazing and decorated and you're like, these people are obnoxious. Like this is stunning, but it must be a fortune. I'm probably the person who did it. And same with weddings where it's like the tables are perfectly scaped and everything looks beautiful and everything's arranged and you have custom backdrops and we do like push ice cream carts, which are phenomenal for weddings and like
That's cool,
corporate events. They're super fun. We just got like the super old ice cream trike I picked up out of a barn in Vermont. Trike.
Oh, trike. Okay.
Yeah, from the 40s.
Cool.
It's super cool. It was like made in some steel factory out in Illinois. Nice. Literally from the 40s. It's so old.
If you ever need a clown to ride in on it, Nick will take care of you.
I brought it to the bike shop, getting some work done on it, and it'll be ready to go for summer. So I'm super excited about that one. So yeah, I just do like a lot of private events. I don't like go out and push it down the street somewhere. I don't go to the beach. I don't do any of that. It's all private, but it's super fun.
Yeah, that's
and everybody
awesome.
loves it, and it's
my
like,
wife does
good
those
addition.
big balloon like arches and stuff. She's done that a few times for my kid's birthday.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so that's why they pay somebody to do it.
And hours of doing it. I'm sure you get it more efficient, but
yeah, it took a long time to get down.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's really cool. Like my wife is a big aesthetics person. She owns Ornate Beauty Studio in Manchester. She does permanent makeup.
Oh, cool.
So just her whole life has always been aesthetics, really. Like,
yeah.
Well, it's and I'm the opposite. Like I made this slide, and I know.
Well, I think it's mostly like a male versus female, and I don't want to like put anybody in a box because like everybody's different.
Yeah.
And
there's exceptions to rules. But
yeah. But like for the vast majority, like guys walk into a baby shower and they're like, cool, whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, oh, this is nice.
I
don't even want to be here.
Invite me.
And then the girls look and they're like, that's amazing. So like it's a girl aesthetic. Like that's what I do. It's aesthetic. So if you want something to look really nice, that's me. You pay a little bit extra and it gets done for you. which I don't think there's anything wrong either way. If you want to make your kids a balloon arch or if you want to make your kids cake and it's super homey and cute, I'm about it too. Like, I love that. I just love making things look good.
Yeah. I'm a hashtag girl dad. So I have to, I hate I don't know, that phrase annoys me for some reason, but I've had to like get like better at like understanding that like feminine side of things because I'm very like, if it's not practical, I don't want it. Yeah. Like if it's not like balloons, don't need them. Yeah. Like I don't want them in my life. Like if I'm playing a game with a balloon, like Keepy Uppy. We love Bluey. We play a lot of Keepy Uppy. Yeah. You know, that's cool. That's fun. That's a use for a balloon. But I'm like, why do I need 20 balloons? You know what's crazy? My wife made the balloon arch thing, or I don't even know if it's an garland, but that'd be a good way to say it. But yeah, she did that and did like this. It was a Taylor Swift themed birthday party. So there's like a thing that said it's my birthday era or whatever. Yeah, and,
Taylor Swift's so huge right now.
Her birthday's in July, and most of the balloons were still inflated. Yeah, I'm like, how is this even possible? Yeah, like I don't remember that ever. When I get balloons as a kid, they'd be gone in 2 days. Yeah,
well, so I buy super nice ones, which lead to like higher prices for like versus like the Amazon balloon arch, but they last months. Like I'll set them up for a display somewhere, like because I'll do a lot of like commercial displays where I'll do like a custom backdrop especially for like businesses like salons where like they want to pose in front of something for social media, like all their clients. So I'll do like a custom backdrop with their logo or like whatever they want it to say. They can pick the colors and then the balloons around it. So basically like the same idea for like a realtor who would be like, instead of holding a little sign, they stand in front of yours, you know what I mean, to take I just bought a house picture. Yeah. And these things will last for months. Like I'll go back and it's been 2 months and they're all perfect. Wow. Yeah, and you spend money on good balloons, they last forever.
Great. We actually do, Brian here, you can't see it on camera, but there's a giant a cardboard cutout of Brian.
It keeps catching my eye.
Yeah, and he's, I'm like, hey, oh, no, he's not here. He's in Florida right now. He's not that tall. I want to point that out. I finally get that. I've been making that joke, but now I finally have it on the record that Brian is not as tall as that cardboard cutout. Its heels are lifted. You can tell. But anyway, he does a lot of events. We do classes here. We do real estate social events, and he's the type that will go that extra mile to have the really cool thing. So we might have business for you here, actually. Perfect. But so what challenges have you had? I mean, you're pretty fresh into this. I'm sure it's still a learning experience all the time. And people forget that like just because you started a business doesn't mean you know what you're doing all the time.
Well,
like,
that's what I said.
You can execute for your people.
Yeah.
But there's so many details that are behind the scenes that you're struggling with all the time.
Yeah. Well, it's like the last year and a half, like I said, I didn't really want to push it. I didn't do a lot of networking. I did not do a lot of advertising just because I'm like, I want to get it down. I want to do it right. Nobody wants to fail at anything. I don't. I'm not a good failure. I take it really hard. So I wanted to make sure I just did the very best I could at everything. My biggest challenge is time management. I'll start early. I'll give myself an extra hour or 2 hours, and I'll get comfortable in a pace, and then I'm like, oh my God, now I'm running behind because I wasn't rushing. Yeah. But everything always comes together. It's just time management. I learned skills along the way. Like I learned something new every day. I built a new candy wall last week. It was amazing, super cute. Did it for that ice cream at the wedding. I'd watched a million videos on it. I can't build. I'm good at a lot of things. I'm not Bob the Builder. Like, I'm not. I'll call my dad. Or, like, Bryce is busy, so it'll be, like, him or my dad. And I'll be like, Dad, what's your advice on this? I'm at Lowe's.
I worked in building trades for 15 years, and I still call my dad.
Yeah. I'm like, I need a practical brain because I'm a creative. I'm not a builder. But I made it. It was fantastic. It was great. And I watched a million videos of people doing the same thing. And then I get to the event to pick it up. I'm so excited. I'm like, everybody's going to swarm me, tell me they love it. And the first thing, the venue walks up to me, the owner, and she goes, there are sprinkles everywhere. And I was like, oh. I'm like, it's in my head, I'm like, it's fucking sprinkles. I don't know. Yeah. It's sprinkles. Yeah. But like, it's, lesson learned. I'm like, it needs a little like catch tray. So like I learn something new every day, but it just is what it is. It's life. We all make mistakes. We're all people.
If you get 1% better every day,
have a little grace. And every time I learn something new, I learn the most efficient way to do it. That's my goal. Efficiently, you make more money, you get it done faster, everybody's happy. It's not as stressful. I thrive in stressful environments, so it works for me. Like I don't want to make it seem like it's sunshine and rainbows all the time. Don't get me wrong, when I look at everything, I'm like, this is so amazing. Oh my God, how do I do it? I'm like so great. I'm like
you gotta
so
sit back and do
myself.
that sometimes. Well, you have to.
I'm just super like, I don't know if it's like I just am delusional on purpose, so I'm like I can't fail at anything if I'm just perfect all the time.
I think to be successful
but I definitely
anything,
like
you need a little delusion. It's important.
Well, I'm like, I can do anything. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
what it is. And then I get through it and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how I made it through. So I don't want to make it seem like it's sunshine and rainbows. Like I definitely am like a panicked nut job on the day of an event.
Yeah.
You know, it just is what it is. But it's fun and I
Shows
thrive
that
in
you
it.
care, though.
I care.
I sometimes like have to take a step back and go, oh, it's just, this is me caring.
Oh yeah,
You know,
I won't leave unless it's perfect.
Yeah.
I will not. Like there's no way.
The stress is because I want to do it right.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that per se. We just need to
Yeah.
make sure it doesn't affect our actual health.
Yeah,
That's
definitely time management. Things don't really change too much in the party scene. It's more like figure it out as well. Like when you get there, a lot of things like it's just everything is subject to change all the time. So
Yeah.
it's not super crazy. It all comes together, especially when it's something that's just like aesthetics. You always just make it work.
Right.
It's not like Alone where if something goes terribly wrong, everybody's day is ruined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like that.
Yeah, nobody's going homeless because the balloons didn't look right.
But they always, you know what I mean?
They'll act like
it's
it.
not
At
hard
a
to
wedding,
figure
they act
out.
like it, don't
Yeah,
they?
it all just it comes together. You can figure it out. I usually
Yeah.
have a team with me. It just works. I can't say it always works because like that'll jinx me, but you know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, nothing's perfect. I think
No.
we all have to
Yeah.
sometimes accept that nothing's
Yeah.
perfect. And,
And
if,
yeah,
if
just
you
learn
wanted
all the
things to be
time.
perfect, you'd probably never start a business because it's
No.
never going to be perfect when you start.
No, I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. Somebody's always like not going to be happy. And
Yeah.
it's nice too now that I work for myself where you don't have to, I mean, you can always kind of pick your clients. I mean, unless you're super desperate for the business,
Yeah.
which is fine too. I can pick who I want to work with. If somebody just seems like they're going to be a problem, like
Yeah.
you can just pick not to work with them. That's
Yeah.
okay. They'll find somebody else.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad at that. I feel like I can help everybody. And it's funny, the thing in real estate is like I've been referred to people and somebody will say, oh, don't work with that person. It's so hard. I'm like, well, everybody's really hard in real estate. The crazy people in real estate only usually seem about 10% crazier than everybody else because everybody's losing their mind while they're doing real estate. But I've had times where I've been like, they were right.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have gotten in on that.
High
one.
maintenance is one thing, but I mean, sometimes too, when you take them on, that might be the person who refers you to everybody because they're so hard to please. You never know.
That's the other thing with real estate is like people forget it's like it's not about that client, it's about the 10 others you're going to get from them. It's so referral, word of mouth based. Like we don't have
It's
I don't
trust.
have a product to show. Like you can put up a reel of the cool stuff you do and that can go viral and nobody has a clue who you are. They just want the thing, right?
Yeah.
But it's like there's no
You are the product.
I'm the only product, and I don't make houses. I always say I work in a business where we don't produce anything. I literally produce nothing. And it's funny because people who do well in real estate call themselves top producers.
Yeah.
Like, what? Producing of what? Producing of money in your pocket?
Yeah. Commissions.
Not to say we do a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an important job. It's an important role I believe in. But,
Yeah.
but it's like we don't actually create anything. We don't make the houses we're selling.
How's the market right now? I mean, it's slow. Is it like...
So the amount of units sold is low. So I always get this conversation with people where, you start talking, what do you do for a living? Oh, it must be a great time to be in it because the values are so high and you get paid a percentage. Yeah, if you can make something happen.
Yeah.
And things aren't happening. The people with the 3% interest rates that bought their houses more than 3 years ago aren't going to move. So they're not going to sell their houses.
Yeah.
The people who want to buy them don't have anywhere to buy them. So you spend a lot of time out on the road looking at houses, making offers, getting beat, but I don't see it here in New Hampshire. I don't see it getting any better anytime soon. More people are still moving here. I still get calls from people from all over the country moving here.
Yeah.
It's a popular place to live.
A lot of Massachusetts is coming in. I know everybody says it, but whenever we live on like one of the older roads in Exeter, that's like still rural.
Yeah.
Even it's right behind the high school, but it's super rural because
Yeah.
it goes into Newfields, which is like a little country town, tiny.
Right.
But it's all out of state mainly because it's just astronomical to buy. Like they're all larger lots, but it's like it's all out of state.
Yeah, I mean that once you get past
and they're still not moving.
Once you get from here, once you get past Raymond on 101, it starts to get pretty pricey real
Yeah,
fast.
yeah. Especially like with those larger lots, and there's not a lot of them left.
Yeah,
But-
it's.
But even then, none of them they're not selling.
I saw a stat at some point that was like I screwed this up. I think I said it on another episode, but the median the median income in New Hampshire is only 80% of what you need to buy a median price house. So it means that the incomes that are coming here to buy these houses aren't from here. No. Like, they're definitely not. You know?
Even then,
you go to an open house, every license plate outside that open house is from another state.
Well, people always say if you want to make money, you go to Massachusetts.
Yeah.
My dad's done it. We've all done it. We'll never leave because staying near the border is where all the money's going to be.
Yeah.
You just go to Massachusetts.
Yeah. I hate that place, though.
Me too. If I get a job there, I like have a heart attack. I'm like, because I have a trailer that I'll like pull for all my stuff, and I'm like, oh, in a Suburban, and I'm like, oh, I can't drive here.
I don't know what. So I had my real estate license in Massachusetts for 2 years, and like every time I'd go down there, I'm like, I feel yucky.
Yeah, it stinks.
I heard a sales trainer years and years ago say, don't sell a product you don't believe in.
Yeah.
And I tell people, I'm like, I don't have that license anymore because I don't believe in living in Massachusetts. I don't want to be there.
I know. I just come here.
I see no reason.
Yeah.
Love all my Massachusetts
Yeah, it's
people
great.
out
Please
there,
buy houses here. Yeah, thank you.
Come on up. Come to the good side of the border. Hire Mariah to do all your parties. She will love to come to Boston. Make sure you book a party
right
next time.
Inner city.
Yeah, right by Fenway.
You can see
Next
me
time the
cry.
Red Sox are in the World Series, she would prefer to bring her trailer right down Lansdowne Street.
I'll leave it right in the middle of the road. Yep.
So how can everybody find you?
You can find me Instagram, Facebook. I'm old school. I still do a bunch of Facebook stuff. I'm trying to network.
You know, everyone always says that about Facebook, and I'm like,
I find most of my clients on Facebook. Honestly,
Yeah.
I didn't even have Instagram for a while.
Instagram's more for me, but
Yeah.
but Facebook is. I mean, it's very interactive.
Yep.
You're really personal in people's lives. I don't think people should be turning their backs
No.
on Facebook, saying it's for old people or whatever.
No, I've always used it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've gotten a lot of business from Facebook just alone. I have a website, ditzydesignco.com. You can find everything there. I'm constantly updating it because we're always switching something up or updating something. So yeah.
What about the other businesses, online businesses with those?
Exeter Undercar, the garage and stuff, or by call. Do I say my phone number? Am I allowed
If you
to
want.
do that?
However.
Yeah, so you can call us for Exeter Undercar for undercoating and mechanics at 603-770-0254. We do a ton of undercoating every year. We use NHOU. We love it. So bring your cars over. We'll get it done. Or hardscape and excavation. Pretty much everything under the sun. We'll do site work. We'll do clearing. We'll do drainage. We'll do the best patio you'll see around here.
I need a patio. That was specifically
We do a
what I was saying
lot of
earlier.
patios. We actually just did Telly's in Epping. Do you know Telly's? You probably don't go around the seacoast too much.
You know, I've been by. I don't know anything about it. I've driven by
Yeah.
there, but it's
Yeah.
on 125, right?
Yep.
When
Yep.
you get off of exit 7.
Yep, right before the gas station.
Yeah.
Yep, after they put in a Bluebird like a year or two ago. So that's the same number, 603-770-0254. Yeah,
Nice.
and then Ditzy Design Co. You can find it all online.
Am I supposed to undercoat my car?
Yes.
I don't even know what an undercoating is.
Yeah,
for
I
a
would
car.
say as soon as you get it. So basically, it's just going to protect from rust. It used to be kind of a scary thing where it would be like this. Have you ever heard of like Rhino line?
Yeah.
That keeps all the rust in, all the moisture that's in your frame in. We don't do that. We do it's oil-based, so it pushes all the water out. If you're a mechanic, you don't like working on it because it's like kind of gunky, stays kind of fluid, but it keeps the rust from forming. So if you have a newer vehicle, perfect. If you have an older one, it's fine. We've always done it. It's the way to go. NHOU is right in Chichester. That's what we use for oil. They're fantastic. We've never had a complaint. And it's definitely like one of the best companies around that you can do. There's fluid film. That's great. It doesn't work on GMCs. It'll peel the frame coat right off. It just a chemical like makeup doesn't link up. So we use NHOU. Best of the best. So yeah, and there's not a lot on the seacoast that does it. So that's nice. Yeah, that's a nice
Anything
option.
else you want to promote or?
No, I just want to say thanks for having me.
Yeah,
It's
no,
fun. I like
thank
chatting.
You. Yeah, this is great. It went by so fast.
I was gonna say,
I
are we
just
already
looked
at the
over.
end?
It's like almost 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah,
and,
thanks for having
everybody
me.
check out Ditzy Design Co. And I am horrible and I forgot the name of the other company. So
Exeter Undercar and Northern Hardscape and
Northern
Excavation.
Hardscape. Check out those businesses. Support them. Thanks a lot for coming in.
Absolutely. Thanks.